Jai Sri Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3 Chapter 22 Text 34. Nishnatam Yoga Maya Su Munim Swayambhuvam Manum Yad Abram Shayitum Bhoga Na Shekur Bhagavad Param. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thus, Swayambhuva Manu was a saintly king. Although absorbed in material happiness, he was not dragged to the lowest grade of life, for he always enjoyed his material happiness in a Krishna conscious atmosphere. So it's not that he's suffering, he's a great devotee of the Lord, and he's also enjoying the material resources that he has. He's a king after all, so he has a lot of resources. So he did not artificially say, oh, no, I'm a king, but I'm a devotee, so I'm going to give up my kingdom. So he's doing his duty in Krishna consciousness. So that is what is required. Whatever situation we are in, whatever resources we have, we engage that in the service of Krishna instead of, artificially renouncing, no, I don't want this. In fact, we can be grateful to Krishna, or in fact, we should be grateful to Krishna, as we heard yesterday. The kingly happiness of material enjoyment generally drags one to the lowest grade of life, namely degradation to animal life because of unrestricted sense enjoyment. But Swayambhuva Manu was considered as good as a saintly sage because the atmosphere created in his kingdom and home was completely Krishna conscious. So because he had a lot of resources, he could have indulge in too much sense gratification. He's a king after all. He has so much resources, a lot of wealth, women, power. So he could have misused it. And then the people, those who misuse, then what happens? Then we go into animal life. Because then we are just, our whole consciousness is, I want to enjoy the body. The case is similar with the conditioned souls in general. They have come into this material life for sense gratification. But if they are able to create a Krishna conscious atmosphere as depicted here, or as prescribed in revealed scriptures by temple worship and household deity worship, then in spite of their material enjoyment, they can make advancement in pure Krishna consciousness without a doubt. So Prabhupada is saying if we, follow the Krishna consciousness movement, then we can make advancement. At the present moment, modern civilization is too much attached to the material way of life or sense gratification. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement can give the people in general the best opportunity to utilize the human life in the midst of material enjoyment. Krishna consciousness does not stop them in their propensity for material enjoyment, but simply regulates the habits in the life of sense enjoyment. In spite of their enjoying the material advantages, they can be liberated in this very life by practicing Krishna consciousness by the simple method of chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Prabhupada is saying, we are Kali-yuga people, we are in this modern civilization, we like to see where is our, more and more progress in all the fields of science, of whatever, all comforts, eating, everything. So Prabhupada is saying, oh, it's okay, you continue doing what you're doing, but you regulate your enjoyment. You regulate your enjoyment, you connect your enjoyment to Krishna. And then you will really be able to enjoy life, really be able to enjoy. And of course, chant Hare Krishna mantra. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we will get the highest perfection. And what is the highest perfection? To be who we truly are. Right now we are in the body, so we are thinking we are the body. But by chanting Hare Krishna, we can be situated in our original position. And that's the goal, basically. Is that okay?
Yes.
35. Ayata yamas tasya san yama swantara yapanaha shanvato dhyayato vishnuho kurvato bruvataha kathaha. Consequently, although his duration of life gradually came to an end, his long life, consisting of a Manvantara era, was not spent in vain, since he ever engaged in hearing, contemplating, writing down, and chanting the pastimes of the Lord. So he's writing, he's hearing, contemplating. So what he hears, he's thinking about it. Like we are hearing every morning. And then if during the day we think, what did I read today in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita? This is what Krishna was trying to say and how I can apply it, contemplating and writing down. Many devotees write down their realizations also and the pastimes of the Lord. And he's chanting the pastimes of the Lord. So what he's hearing, he's also speaking. As freshly prepared food is very tasteful, but if kept for 3 or 4 hours, becomes stale and tasteless. So the existence of material enjoyment can endure as long as life is fresh. But at the fag end of life, everything becomes tasteless and everything appears to be vain and painful. The life of Emperor Swayambhuva Manu, however, was not tasteless. As he grew older, his life remained as fresh as in the beginning because of his continued Krishna consciousness. So he was situated in his, as we just heard, no, he's hearing, chanting. So his whole consciousness is centered around Krishna. The life of a man in Krishna consciousness is always fresh. It is said that the sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening, and its business is to reduce the duration of everyone's life. But the sunrise and sunset cannot diminish the life of one who engages in Krishna consciousness. So the sunrise and sunset, what happens? Our days are being numbered then. The time that we'll be in the body is going to be less and less. That's what is with every sunrise and sunset happens. But it is said that for a devotee's life, it does not matter. It does not matter because whatever activities a devotee is doing, they're eternal. They are eternal, the activities of the devotee. And also, our teacher was saying, Padmanayan Prabhu, he was saying when we say duration of one's life is also calculated in the things that we can do in one life. So then he said the devotee, because he wakes up early, does his chanting, he's fixed in his Krishna consciousness, then what happens is during the day, he's able to work much faster, much more clearer than he would have otherwise done. His mind is clearer, he can take faster decisions, he can make better choices. And so in that way, what he can accomplish in one day is much more than he could have accomplished if he was not Krishna conscious. And so in that day, in that way also, it means that he's gotten a longer duration of life, and that than if he wouldn't have been, so he also explained it in that way. So Swayambhuva Manu's life did not become stale after some time, for he engaged himself always in chanting about and meditating upon Lord Vishnu. He was the greatest yogi because he never wasted his time. Never wasted his time. Time. Chanakya, Srila Prabhupada always quotes Chanakya Pandit that even a moment of time cannot be bought by thousands of gold coins. No matter millions of gold coins also we pay, but we will not get one moment of time. Prabhupada always quotes this of Chanakya Pandit. Here we are saying that Manu, Swayambhuva Manu, great emperor, would be very busy, We get so busy in managing our whatever tiny things that we have to do. Imagine managing all humankind. It's really busy, but he's called the greatest yogi. It is especially mentioned here, Vishnu Kurvato Bruvata Katha. And he talked only of Krishna and Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. When he heard something, it was about Krishna. When he meditated, it was upon Krishna and his activities. So Swayambhuva Manu is showing us practically how we can be in family life, do whatever we need to do, and keep Krishna in the center. It is stated that his life was very long, 71 yugas. One yuga is completed in 4,320,000 years. 4,320,000 years. This means all the Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Satyug, and Kali Yuga. All four of them together is 4,320,000 years. 71 of such yugas is the duration of the life of a Manu. So he lives for 71 of this Chatur Yuga. 71 times 4,320,000 years. That is life of Manu. For us, 432,000 years of this Kali Yuga also we are like, okay, we'll be here for maybe 100 years maximum, and not even, depends. And 14 such Manus come and go in one day of Brahma. For the entire duration of his life, 4,320,000 times 71 years, Manu engaged in Krishna consciousness. And so he's doing Krishna consciousness. He's showing us. So easy. You do your duty, whatever, and be Krishna conscious. How? Chanting, hearing, talking about, and meditating upon Krishna. Therefore, his life was not wasted, nor did it become stale. So he's being an example for us, just hear and chant. Just hear and chant. Continue doing whatever we need to do. 36. Sa evam swan taram ninye yuganam eka saptatim vasudeva prasangena paribhuta gatitrayaha. He passed his time, which lasted 71 cycles of the 4 ages, 71 times 4,320,000 years, always thinking of Vasudeva and always engaged in matters regarding Vasudeva. Thus, he transcended the 3 destinations. The 3 destinations are meant for persons who are under the control of the 3 modes of material nature. These destinations are sometimes described as the awakened, dreaming, and unconscious stages. Okay. So what is Prabhupada saying? That 3 destinations are for people who are under the control of modes of material nature, means every conditioned living entity. We are here in this material world. We are under the control of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Now, these destinations are described as awakened, dreaming, and unconscious stages. In Bhagavad Gita, the 3 destinations are described as the destinations of the persons in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So it depends on what mode we are in. Then that will be our destination. That's where we are going to go in our next life. It is stated in the Gita that those who are in the mode of goodness are promoted to better living conditions in higher planets. And those who are in the mode of passion remain within this material world, on the earth, or on heavenly planets. But those who are in the mode of ignorance are degraded to animal life on planets where life is lower than human. So there are animals not only on this planet, but there are other planets also where animals are there. And there is animals in the heavenly kingdoms also, heavenly planets also. It's not that there are no animals in the higher planets. They are there also. Like Gajendra, he was not on this earth planet. It's another higher planet. So, but this is, of course, saying that goodness, passion, and ignorance. But so goodness will take us to higher planets, like planets of there are these Tapaloka, Janaloka, or Swarglok, depends on what type of goodness we are in. And then passion is meant for here, earth. We like to do a lot of activity. We have so many desires. So we want to keep doing a lot of things. And that we get a lot of karma that is here. And heavenly planets means the lower heavenly planets, the Swargalok, like that. Not the Tapalok, Janalok, Maharlok, where the saintly people live, or the sages. Doesn't mean in Swargalok there are no saintly people. They are, of course. That's the reason they are there. But again, there's always degrees and levels. And then ignorance goes to animal life. That's the reason we are always said, the Vedas tell us, at least follow the 4 regulative principles so that we do not go down to animal life. No meat eating, no intoxication, gambling, and illicit sex is told us so that we don't go down lower. That's why. So, but one who is in Krishna consciousness, is above these 3 modes of material nature. So this is a pure devotee. A pure devotee is liberated. What does it mean, above these 3 modes of material nature? Each of us in this material world, we are conditioned, right? Sometimes we'll act good, sometimes we'll be very passionate, sometimes we are ignorant, getting angry. How it goes, Sometimes we'll be very compassionate on someone, and then another time we have so many desires. I want this, I want to do that. Another time we'll be, angry, or so many other things, or sleepy also. Anyway, so Krishna conscious means a person who is Krishna conscious means a pure devotee. Actually, each and every soul, each of us, we are Krishna conscious. That's our original position. And so our original position is to be above these 3 modes of material nature. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that anyone who engages in devotional service to the Lord automatically.
Sorry, so I just have one question. So that means that we are not trying hard enough to be there. That's why.
Hard enough. When you say hard enough, it means you.
Maybe not with love and proper, because that's why we are not able to. If it is the condition, like if it is our Sanatan Dharma of the soul, then that means that somewhere we haven't been able to ignite that love for Krishna yet.
But we also have to understand that we have been in this material world for many millions and millions and millions of lifetimes. Since time immemorial. So we have a lot of baggage that we are carrying, in our hearts. And we can't be so hard on ourselves and say, oh, why am I not Krishna conscious right away? We are in the process. So we need to have that patience also. It will come. It is happening. It is happening. Have faith in Krishna. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Like when we are taking a shower, we know we will get cleaned. Now we are in the process of taking shower, right? It is going to take the time. We have to take the time to take shower. So it will happen. And this is like, we can't compare ourselves to a liberated person. We have to understand, okay, yes, I do agree. I'm in the condition. I am conditioned. Now what to do? It's a fact. It's a fact. I have to accept it. I am conditioned. I am not a pure devotee. I'm not on my purified level. But I have been given this opportunity by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just chant. And when I give up this life, I can go back home. That's what Lord Chaitanya is saying. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Chant, follow the 4 regulative principles. When you give up this life, you go back home. You have that patience. Don't beat yourself up. I've done that and it doesn't help us. I used to do that, and in that impatience, we expect too many things. We have this high expectation of ourselves.
No, it is not about impatience. It's about that at least if we know, then we can follow the right procedure.
The right procedure, you chant here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That
follow the 4 regulative principles.
Yeah, but also you mentioned that it is difficult, and that is the fact that we get affected by the modes of nature. Yes, we get angry.
Yeah.
We get, yeah. So that is the normal, because
We are, you
we are
know.
in the process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are in the process. And by chanting, gradually, everything will happen.
Hmm.
Everything will happen.
Yeah.
And I think we have to be a bit alert at a moment when something like that, happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We have to be alert.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So just continue chanting.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that, because then what happens is when we don't give ourselves that space or that understanding, then we become impatient with others too, not only impatient, but what was just now, what word did you say, Neha? Um, um, if we say, oh, how come I'm still I'm still doing these things, but we have to understand that after all, we are in this material body. We are inside the body right now.
We are conditioned.
We are
Yeah.
conditioned, So these things are going to happen. What can we do? We can just hear and chant. Just hear and chant. Keep Krishna in the center.
Yeah.
Plead to Krishna that please help
Yeah,
me.
pray to Krishna.
to
Prayers are very helpful, very powerful. The most powerful prayer is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So chant with that mood, that takes shelter of the holy name. Yeah, that's all we can do. That's the effort that we can put in our chanting, in our hearing. That's what we can do. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that anyone who engages in devotional service to the Lord, there's that. It is stated that anyone who engages in devotional service to the Lord automatically becomes transcendental to the three destinations of material nature and is situated in the Brahmabhuta or self-realized stage. So this is like, of course, for a pure devotee, right? But we are in the process, no? Not yet, but someday. And even if not in this life, we go back home. Prabhupada said, you just chant and you follow the four regulative principles, I'll take you back. That's all. Although Swayambhuva Manu, the ruler of this material world, appeared to be absorbed in material happiness, he was neither in the mode of goodness nor in the modes of passion or ignorance, but in the transcendental stage. So Swayambhuva Manu, he is a pure devotee. He is liberated. He is above the three modes of nature. So he is on the Brahmabhuta platform, already on the platform of the Brahman, very high stage. Now, if we think, oh, but why I'm not there? But then, look at our qualification, what have we been doing all these millions of lives? And it's just now in this few, very recently, we have started hearing and chanting. Therefore, one who fully engages in devotional service is always
Sorry,
liberated.
just a addition, and even now it is not perfect.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. Even now it is always dwindling.
And, we just have to continue. The effort has to be that I'm just going to continue doing it. And Krishna, I have faith in you. And what I can do is just try my best. That's all. But don't put unrealistic expectations on yourself. Because when we do that, then we are putting unrealistic expectations not only on ourselves, on others around us. And then we create this unrealistic image of ourselves. We unrealistically start thinking, oh, I'm way up there, so how come I'm doing such things? We just have to accept, well, I am not way up there. That's the reason I'm doing these things. Well, what to do, I can just hear and chant. And Krishna sees the sincerity then. That's all. Does that make sense? Or
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it does. At least I can just speak from my experience, but if you all have something else to say.
No, it does make sense.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just saying for what I have experienced, and so I just sharing that y'all don't need to go through that, you know.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Therefore, one who fully engages in devotional service is always liberated. Bilva Mangal Thakur, a great devotee of the Lord, stated, if I have unflinching devotion to the lotus feet of Krishna, then Mother Liberation is always engaged in my service. The complete perfection of material enjoyment, religion, and economic development is at my command. So, Bilva Mangal Thakur, great devotee of the Lord. What he's saying, I just need to have this firm faith, unflinching devotion. Unflinching means firm. At the
What
lotus
does
feet
it
of
mean
Krishna.
that Mother Liberation is always engaged in my service?
Then, you see, then Mukti, when we are doing bhakti, then Mukti Devi is saying, please come to me. I want to be with you. Then the devotee is like, but I don't want mukti, you know, I just want to be with Krishna. Where people are running after mukti. I want to go to the Brahman. I want to go to the Brahman. I want to go there. And so people make a lot of endeavor to go up to the Brahman platform. People are doing a lot of endeavor, right? But what does a bhakta do? He just engages in bhakti and he depends on Krishna. And because he is engaged in bhakti, he's already liberated. More, you know, he's already liberated because he's with Krishna. He does not want to be in the Brahman platform. He wants to be with, he is with Krishna. And so he has like dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Everyone is trying for that. But when you have Krishna, you have everything. You don't need anything else. So that's what it is. And liberation is always standing at with folded hands to the devotee, because devotional service begins from the liberated platform. What does liberation actually mean? We are now thinking I'm the body, right? So we are conditioned to the modes of nature, conditioned to the body. Liberation means free, situated in my own true original platform. So when a devotee understands, hey, I'm a spirit soul, I have an eternal relationship with Krishna, I'm going to serve Krishna, I have so much love for Krishna, that is liberation. But he does not care only to sit down on this platform. He's more interested to keep serving Krishna. That's what he wants to do, because he's getting so much happiness and bliss over there. Is that okay?
So that is what is liberation for a devotee, right? That serve Krishna. That's it.
Yeah.
And go back to
Godhead.
Godhead.
Yes. That is the true liberation for everyone. Because each of us is a devotee.
So you can say, right? Then it's okay to say that liberation. I want liberation, which means this way.
Yes. If you're saying that I want liberation to be in the Brahman, then that is not real liberation. But I want to be with Krishna. When you say I want to be with Krishna, means you're already liberated.
Okay.
Yeah. Higher than liberation then, you know, because you're with Krishna, you're serving him, you're being with him, you're having a loving relationship with him. And that is what Mahaprabhu came to give us. He came to show us that we can do that. We can go back home and be with Krishna. Yeah. So people are after dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Generally, they perform religious activities to achieve some material gain, and they engage in material activity for sense gratification. So I'll do some puja or some yagya. Why? So I can get some pious credit. With that pious credit, I will get opulence, either, you know, in a good way that I can enjoy more. more and more enjoyment. Then what happens? I'm trying to enjoy. I say, oh, there's no enjoyment. So I get frustrated. And then I want liberation because I'm so fed up of this, being in this material world. I don't want anything. I'm frustrated. I want liberation. And in that means I want to be in the Brahma Jyoti, merge into the Supreme. Then these four principles form the transcendental path for the less intelligent. Those who are actually intelligent engage in Krishna consciousness, not caring for these four principles of the transcendental method. They at once elevate themselves to the transcendental platform, which is above liberation. So what does a devotee do? He says, what I'm going to do is I will do what my natural position is, which is to serve Krishna. So it's transcendental. It's on the spiritual platform, nothing to do with any material desire. That's our Sanatan Dharma. Liberation is not very great achievement for a devotee, to say nothing of the results of ritualistic performances in religion, economic development, or the materialistic life of sense gratification. So what a devotee is saying, I don't just want to sit in the Brahman. What will I do in the Brahman and sit? I don't want to do that. I want to serve Krishna. And that is transcendental. Devotees do not care for all these things. They are situated always on the transcendental platform of the Brahma Bhuta stage of self-realization. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma. Brahma Bhuta means self-realized. Self-realized means understanding I am eternal servant of Krishna. So let me serve him. That's why it says that devotional service begins on the liberated platform. So what are we doing? We are trying to serve Krishna. So we are practicing. We will be there. You know, it's like a green mango and a golden mango, but it's a mango. It is a mango. In time, it will become golden. We just continue hearing and chanting. Is that okay? Yes.
Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta means?
Brahma Bhuta, that stage of self-realization. Brahman, that I'm Brahman, not the body. I'm the soul.
Okay.
The Brahman platform. Aham Brahmasmi.
Okay.
And so the real self-realization is that, okay, I am the soul, right? Then what do I do?
Yes, to serve Krishna.
Yeah. That's the reason devotional service is on transcendental platform. That's the reason all the activities, what we do of devotional service, the results are eternal, because that's our eternal activity actually, right? Eternally, the soul is always hearing and chanting and serving Krishna.
Earlier you said Brahma Bhuta Prasan Atma, is it?
Yeah, that is Bhagavad Gita 18.54. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. That Krishna says that one who is on the liberated platform, he is equal to all living entities. Sama sarveshu bhuteshu. Then na sochati na kankshati. He has no lamentation, no hankering. You know, this is a liberated platform, and in this platform he attains pure devotional service. Mad bhaktim labhate param. Param bhakti, pure devotional service. So that's why it says that devotional service begins from the liberated platform, where the devotee is actually, yes, Krishna, nothing for me, only for your pleasure. I want to please you. I don't want I have no more material desires. I've understood I'm not this body. I've understood I'm the soul. I've understood I'm your eternal servant. And I want to be with you. I want to serve you. That's what it is. So what are we doing? We are practicing. We are practicing devotees. That's why we call ourselves that. We are not yet devotees, but we are practicing to be devotees. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is it like it's clear enough, or any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining in and hearing in. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol.
Can we recite one time? Hare Krishna.
Oh yes. Oh yes, please. Yes, thank you. Let's say one time for everyone involved. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
I thought you all might say, what is this every day I'm saying? So that's why
No, I think that's a
No, we
good
should.
thing.